Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Hebrew Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various prophets of the Old Testament. And I found contained within it a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to undertake. So I did. And to finalize the prophecy of Israel, to the last thing on my list to become the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, I am reading to you from the two books that I have written, the Potsmoker's Bible and the Book of Zion. I am publishing peace. And today, I am reading to you from the 28th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible. It doesn't have a corresponding chapter from the Book of Zion because we finished that in the last chapter. This one is called the Temple of Zion, and I am going to take up where I left off last time. And it goes like this. No money was spent, and all who work for the temple now has healthy free food, freeing up money in the poor budgets. In exchange for the food, an unemployed member who loves kids runs a daycare. Think of how much money you will save if you have free daycare. For that service, the electrician does all the electrical work. The carpenter builds stuff. The mechanic fixes everything, everyone's cars. And pretty soon, you are all so busy working for the temple that money no longer matters. The exchange of goods and services within the temple can provide for all the community. The money the members save by working with the temple is, of course, to be used to improve everyone's personal lives so that each member can enjoy a few of the good things this society has to offer. But eventually, that money will be unneeded. At that point, it should go to the temple to help prepare for future events like the big campout. So when we're all um, finished buying our new toys and we've paid off all of our debts, we can give back to Zion by depositing the extra money into a GoFundMe bank account, creating the Bank of Zion. For the poorest of the community, and for everyone else as well, the temple only spends money when it has to. With the proper knowledge and learned skills, we should be able to fix or refurbish what society throws away. Junkyards, recycling bins, dumpster divers. We all know the thing. We all know all, or we could just do collection drives for all old junk. Now, we go out into the community and we find the broken junk. That's the stuff that people can use as raw materials. Things that can be used by the poor. Case in point, junk cars can be used to make electric cars for the members. Ceiling fans can become wind turbine generators. Broken solar panels still have good cells in them. A broken toaster can be fixed, or its parts used to create new electronics. So we can start tinkering and recycle what we normally throw away. So have a junk drive. This junk is free. So you go door to door and you just offer to take away people's junk. It's free junk. One man's junk's another man's treasure. Now, there are very few things in the society that's not made to break down, after a short period of time. So let's use the scrap for creating other stuff that we need and want. An old TV can become a computer component. an old microwave, insulation panels. Our local junk can become whatever we can imagine it into being, a source of raw materials. So we can create for ourselves a different way of life that doesn't require money. And we can do it using little or no money at all. All we have to do is to get together and help each other out in any and every way that we can. And as we do this, we will be undoing all that is. Money is the fuel for this society. Everything demands it. But all it will take to undermine that power is for a few of us to not use it. Every time you choose to not spend money, you weaken the economy. The more people that stop spending, the weaker money becomes. When enough of us stop spending money, even for the most basic needs, money by itself will fail. The economy will go into a recession that will turn into a depression. That depression will end when the firestorm burns it all away. But we will be safe and sound in our new mountain home, where money is part of a game called Monopoly or poker. Nothing but a toy. Money and the society that was created around it is a weak source of power that is very vulnerable from both inner and outer forces. By the time we get the temples organized, the world stage will be set for our big event, and we will be ready to begin. Each temple will have its own resources. Each will be used to provide for their members at the big campout. Each temple must have their tents and the first furnishings for each family unit, if they can provide it themselves. Turbine generators and solar panels should be created or procured. Outhouses, medical supplies, perishable portable showers, recycling setups for the trash, fuel for fires. We'll recycle everything that we can. Electrical stuff to run power to all the tents. Kitchen units to provide communal meals, entertainment equipment, everything the community will need in the camp and in Zion itself. Because you see, we will be going to Zion from the camp, that is the projection. The temples are to gather our resources to do a mass exodus to the mountains. Every nation will have a camp, and those camps will all go to Zion. So make sure you take everything you need and want when you go camping. Our campout is our stand against the world. We won't be going back to our old lives. We will be creating a new nation. We will be going to Zion. Once we begin to create our supply line, the money in the GoFundMe bank account of Zion will begin to pile up. That money will be available to the temples for any necessities that can't be made on site. Like I said, procuring things we need. That money will help set up the campout requirements, the porta potties and the kitchen equipment, the wiring and the cables, the lighting and the portable showers. These things we can buy easier than we can make. So we will use our unneeded money to prepare for our campout and exodus. This is the first phase of the Temple of Zion. Its first priority function, to house the priesthood and provide for the community, to create a new social order locally, to prepare for the exodus and to execute it. This is the first phase of the temple. Once we get to Zion, the temples will each become a town in Zion. These towns will settle wherever we determine that temple's population will simply move in and take over the local government. Or we could actually do a guild thing where everybody goes to their guild camps. or something intermixed. The high priest becomes the mayor. The temple members become the members of their respective guilds, and we begin to convert the infrastructure to carbon zero. The temples you open will become your town in Zion. So my temple is my town, my local community. While the high priests take over the governmental function, those who aspire to become true priests will begin training. Once they have completed their training, they will become interpreters for the gray, the humanitarians who use their abilities to help all life forms they encounter. The true priests of Zion will be ordained as channels for the gray, and as humanitarian priests, taking care of the needs of all that they encounter. These priests will not only work at the temples in Zion, but they will offer their services to the rest of the world. Many will work with other religions, some with businesses, others with governments. There will also be my personal favorite, the priests in Zion, the monks. These are the traveling miracle workers who wander in their assigned region to offer their services to all in need. They can stay at the local temples or wander at will, camp out, or sleep where offered a bed. These are free spirits who spread joy wherever they go. They are the truest priests of all. Unlike the destitute monks of the Eastern traditions, my monks will be provided for. If there is a local currency, the temple will provide it, or land to live on to ensure shelter. No monk in Zion will go without or be at the mercy of chance. My monks are free of all personal care, so that they can be fully present to do the wonders and to provide advice for those in need. Many of the priests will be in charge of overseeing the ark system. We won't be building a single ark, we will be building an ark in every mountain. No space above the safety line will be left empty. We must provide as much shelter as possible. We will continue building arks until the very last day. Most of us will work for the ark system worldwide. We will save as many of us as we can. All who are willing and able to adjust to the new social order will be housed. We will cram as many as possible into our arks. Life is too precious to let go of. We must provide shelter for as many as possible to ensure diversity, and therefore viability. The one and only complaint in the prophecy from the people of Zion is that we are overcrowded. We will save all that we can and suffer the crowding. Sorry, people, it's just going to be. Ultimately, that was at the heart of the temple. The realization of the prophecy, the creation of the thought form called Zion, the creation of an infrastructure that is a viable option for a people who have great potential but no idea of how to use it. The Temple of Zion gave form to a people who are the product of a prophecy. Their intended function is to save life on earth. This text is to give drug users the means to end their suffering and to become something beautiful and true. We have the right to be free. We have done nothing wrong. If the law is not just and based on facts, it is not a law. It is a violation of our rights. This text gives us the means to prove in fact our innocence. And there I'm going to end for this session. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect the truth, good and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs to stay happy and high, you have every right and reason to. Leave me a note. Wrote 2 books about it. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the prophet foretold by Isaiah 54, and I'm here to set us free and to create a new nation called Zion. Come join me. I love you way too much to say goodbye, so I'm going to say later now.